here, bro. This is crazy. This is a hell of full circle moment,
Right.
man.
Fanshaw's 106.9 The X. I'm your host, Elijah Stephenson, and content can be digested in a multitude of ways, one of which you're doing right now. While my expertise lies in creative writing and audio production, songwriting and musical production is out of my wheelhouse. However, London hip-hop artist Trizzy Wanamaker is well versed in the ever-changing music industry. Tristan released his debut EP titled Level Up in July of last year, has made dozens of valuable industry connections, and has opened and performed for live local hip-hop legends such as Chaos in the London scene. I sat down with him to learn more about what the songwriting landscape looks like in the modern age, as well as the struggles that come with the constant adaptation that is required to stay afloat in such an unforgiving profession. Tristan, welcome to the show.
Elijah, thank you so much for having me. That was a lovely intro. I just want to give it up for you, dude. That was awesome. And yeah, I'm Tristan Trizzy Wanamaker. This is kind of a crazy full circle moment, to be honest, because me and Elijah go way back to public school even, and now as we're kind of on our more professional journeys, he's in the radio broadcasting field, I'm more in the music. Now it's crazy, it's a full circle moment. This is actually like my first ever interview, like technical interview, and it's such a pleasure for you to be hosting it. So Elijah, I just want to give like my utmost thanks, man, honestly.
I appreciate that. Well, let's start us off here. So I'd like to kind of understand your creative process. So like, what would you say is your prime motivator when it comes to creating music?
Definitely, I'd have to be honest, it'd be a mix of just inspiration from other artists, to be honest, whether it's artists I draw inspiration from, I listened to back in the day that kind of made me really feel like I could give this a shot, or just my own life, to be honest, is my biggest driving motivator, because I've always taken pride in being authentic and genuine in what I'm saying, and not trying to sell an image, but rather give the people me and what I can offer and bring to the table, and hopefully that sits with them. And I think it's definitely going to build a more genuine, real connection rather than just. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I got another question here. How do you deal with competition in the London music scene? Are you kind of listening to other artists and trying to stray away from what they make, or are you just marching to the beat of your own drum? Walk me through that a little bit.
Oh, for sure. There's so many, I gotta give credit to so many great London artists out there. And yeah, no, especially in my journey of networking and trying to get out there and do events and stuff, I've definitely met lots of artists and been introduced to so many great artists in music, and there's definitely I definitely feel that sense of friendly competition for sure, because in a league where you kind of need to feel like you're the best, and you need to have that confidence in what you do. I definitely feel that friendly sense of competition, but it's not to take away from what any of them they do. If anything, they keep me on my toes, and whenever I hear a great tune or hear something fantastic come from any of them, it just makes me want to step up my game. And even hearing different sounds and different just genres of music, it's really made me reflect on what I do and how I want to take it and kind of mold my own kind of sound.
That's really interesting. So I know that writer's block is kind of a universal hurdle for any form of creative writing. I know that I battle that a lot when I write commercials for the station. But how do you battle writer's block when you feel like a song isn't going anywhere?
Definitely, I feel like I found that a lot when I was first starting out. Not to say that I'm at a certain level or anything, but when I was first starting out, I definitely could finding the inspiration, or when you kind of have an idea, but when you're really trying to paint the whole picture, some parts get lost, or some parts are a little more faded than others. But I like not to force things and not to rush things, because I feel like that's a big part of it's like that quality over quantity type, because it might be smarter monetarily and statistically to just drop as many songs as I can, just keep running the numbers up. But at the end of the day, where's the real value in that, it's like going to McDonald's and getting that quick, easy meal that tastes good for the first 5 minutes, and then you're hungry again in half an hour. Whereas you actually go and you find the right ingredients and you take the time to make that perfect meal, and you eat it, and you really, it's like that soul food, you know. And I kind of, not to make a comparison to food or anything, but I love me some food. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I'd rather take my time with something and really give the people my best, rather than just put something out there because I feel I need to get some sort of validation. I need to see some sort of gain or something like that.
I feel that you kind of don't want to just create to create. Like, it kind of has to mean something.
100%.
I resonate with that as well.
Like, I'd rather take a month to do a song and spend a day writing a line a day, rather than trying to just push out like 10 songs a month, and then 6 of them being misses, and then maybe a couple of them being hits, or we forget about them, you know. But I really want to make timeless music.
Sweet. And I got the last question here. What has been your proudest moment or memory as an artist so far in your career?
It's kind of a toss-up between 2 moments, I would say. The first one was getting my first ever show and doing my first ever big crowd, which was at the London's Got Talent. Shout out to Amber Garrow and the people over at Swim Single Women in Motherhood who gave me that opportunity, and that was kind of my first taste of really working on something, really being passionate about something, showing the people, not worrying about what people thought, just giving it my all and just seeing what came from it. And honestly, that and the reception I got from that, honestly, I didn't even win, to be honest, but even just that, just having just a taste of that it really just sold it for me. And I would say now, especially right now, actually, when you mentioned in the intro that I just opened up for Chaos, actually, that was a huge moment for me, because Chaos is a legend, a Canadian legend for sure. We gotta give him his flowers, and it was really cool. I was able to meet him backstage after the show and give him his flowers. He gave me my flowers, and I ended up getting a picture with them, and it was very cool it was almost like a reality check, like this, you know, maybe this is something that I can do, and maybe I'm built for this.
I feel like moments like those really let you know that, like, man, I'm in the right space, you know.
And not to mention seeing all my family was there, and everybody was there, so it was just not only just being at the show and seeing everybody, but just seeing the looks on like my mom's face and my family, just my family. I know my family's proud, and I just got nothing but gratitude for it, and I'm honestly blessed.
Well, I appreciate the time you've given today, Tristan. I feel like I've learned a lot about what the music creative process looks like, and kind of your creative space as opposed to my creative space, which is a little bit different. But to end us off, what's one small piece of advice you would give to aspiring artists looking to kickstart their careers?
Some advice for artists trying to kick
like
off their careers. One little piece of advice I would definitely say is watch. Keep your circle close, and and honestly, watch whose opinion you value, because it's really easy to get kind of a false representation of what is cool, or what is, what you should be talking about, or what's gonna sell, what's not gonna sell, what the people want to hear. But honestly, just make what you want to make. Just be you through it all, and keep the people around you that aren't gonna be yes men and just say, oh, everything's fire. But you need the people that really have your best interests in mind and want to see you reach those heights, and that will really tell you when you're doing something right, but also be able to tell you when you're doing something wrong, and really being humble enough to just get the right criticism from the right people, and just keeping those right people in your circle. I would say that's probably my biggest piece of advice. And I just got to shout out my whole team, just the run up team, my whole family, all all my boys, man. Just just keeping me grounded, keeping me focused on what I really want out of this, and not just what seems like we should all be getting. And I know I feel like it might be kind of touchy to talk about religion and stuff, but I'm a firm believer in God, and I really feel like this year I really set a lot of my worries and a lot of my worldly beliefs and stuff aside, and I've just been really trying to just walk in the line of the Lord. And honestly, I just think that's helped me a lot, just to really get out of my own head sometimes, and in a more practical sense, just getting out of your own head and really just really believing in what you got, because everybody has value, everybody has something to offer, everybody has a valid opinion, and don't think for 1 second that you're any less than anybody else, to be honest, because we're all going 6 feet under at the end of the day. We're all human, we're all here, so
I appreciate the time you've given today, and I encourage everyone to kind of listen to your music. So thanks for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me, Elijah. I appreciate that.